score, losing Berea, and it's just not going to be the same team. I mean, you did add Lamar Odom, but I think he's a choke artist a little bit. So I don't think that's a real great addition.
Lamar Odom's a champion. Watch your mouth,
He
kid.
could be a champion,
this guy's
but
a champion.
I think he's a choke artist. Every time I see him play in LA, he just always looked like he was scared. That guy should be averaging 25 points, 10 boards, and about probably 5, 6, 7 assists, and that's what his numbers has never been like that. So I really don't think that's a real big addition, but it will help them obviously.
I gotta say this: I don't like that starting
I'm
lineup.
really not. Mavericks is really not. I mean, I think they're going to be a playoff team, but they're not going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. That's going to be the OKC and the Los Angeles Clippers. Those are going to be the Western Conference Finals, not the Mavericks. Not going to make it.
I mean, they got Vince Carter, Lamar Odom, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Dirk Nowitzki, Brandon Haywood, Jason Kidd. I mean, they have a fairly decent starting five. They got a lot of good veterans, guys that has been serviceable and good players in this league for a long time. So, that's kind of what I expect from this team. Let's go ahead. Oh, we almost missed halftime, folks. Let me get a little halftime intermission. Let me give a little quick second out for the people. Let me take a time out, with this holiday season and thanking all the great folks who make this show what it is. We need some hype. Can I get hyped up? Can I get some Drew Brees? Can I get something to get me hyped? Give me something.
They're here to see you. They're here to see us. They're here to see us. Let's be special. Let's be strong. Let's smell greatness from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That always reminds me of the guy in the commercial in the Houston, Texas. He just sort of pumping his fist. It's great. That's a great commercial. Drew Brees, you did your thing on that one. I'm still waiting for my Tebow though. I'm still waiting for my Tebow.
Nobody want to talk about a guy who gets sacked for 40-yard loss. Please.
We don't like winning over here. I forgot. We like losing. We like
Actually,
people who
you
don't
lost
win.
last week.
Okay.
So I don't want to talk about winning when you're
7-2.
losing.
Well, what's the 7-2 record? Going to the playoffs? Yeah, I forgot. That's winning. 8-6, winning. When they were 1-4 when he took over, no big deal. Halftime's over.
Folks,
so what are we gonna jump into now?
Thanks for giving me that halftime break. I really needed that. The kid's exhausted. I put in a lot of work, a lot of effort into this show to make it as great as it is. We want to make it good for y'all, folks. And now I'm going to talk about a topic that's pretty dear to my heart and pretty dear to the winners out there, people that are in the Fantasy Super Bowl. This week is the Fantasy Super Bowl, folks. We got really 2 teams left in our Spectator Sport Fantasy Football League. Me being one of them, one of the owners, Rambling Elite. Thank you. Name says it all, Rambling Elite. I'm going to be playing against a fly by the name of Big Rob, Big Rob's Army.
Should have been me, but Eli,
that guy,
you did me wrong. I got something for you in my last little UFO segment. I got so many emotions flowing right now for that man. It's not even making any sense. Like the hatred that I feel for him, like it's just amazing to me. But go ahead and continue.
Well, with this topic, really, the reason why I brought this topic is I know nobody cares about my fantasy league.
Nobody does.
I'll say this: everybody cares about winning, and I want to say this. You know how the Super Bowl has become a national holiday. In theory, it basically has become a national holiday without really being documented. Do you think a fantasy Super Bowl is going to really become that widespread and become the same type of spectacle that is? Because I'm telling you, the way fantasy football has changed regular football, it changed fandom altogether.
Well, yeah, it's fantasy football. Everybody loves fantasy football. They have
really.
shows and things dedicated to people to know who's sitting, who's starting, who's hot, who's not. This is all over the internet. It's everywhere. CBS, all major networks, they have, on their online, they have their own little leagues. Fantasy football it's something big. This is a Super Bowl for all fantasy teams. So, yeah, it's something. If you watch television, trust me, you will always see something about what's going into this Super Bowl and who you should be starting and who you should not be starting. So yeah.
I feel really good. The team is hyped. I got my guys working. I actually put some calls in this week. I had to call Steve Smith. Keep doing your thing, Steve Smith. I had to call Cam, tell him get your mind right.
You got real lucky
Steve
though,
Smith.
sir.
Hey,
you got
man.
real lucky though. If the Raiders don't have those I don't know what they had. I don't know what they even thinking. Calvin Johnson just running wide open. It was just ridiculous. Like, what you were watching last Sunday, you just sitting there like, are they serious? Are you not fighting for a playoff spot? You letting Calvin Johnson, every ball he caught, there was no one near him. It was just like, what is going on?
He's Megatron. It doesn't matter who's near him. He does what he does regardless of who's nearby. But I'll say this, folks. I need your help out there. People out there, I need your help. This is my decision-making process. I need your help in my decision-making process. Hit us on Twitter. Say something,
Let
Tyler.
me get a 20 right quick. I need a 20. You see this guy right here? This Benedict Arnold? This same guy who talks all this trash about Tebow and starting Demaryius Thomas. You hear this? This Benedict Arnold over here is starting Demaryius Thomas. This guy that he says can't throw the ball, blah, 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 is went and picked up a Denver wide receiver and now starting him. I have nothing else to say to you, sir.
I've never denied the fact that Tebow's progression. I mean, he's been winning, and he's progressing as he's winning. The playbook is getting bigger. They're doing a lot more plays. He's starting to get other people other than Eric Decker involved. I mean, Demaryius Thomas is having some good weeks. But people, this is my battle right here. I'm struggling with my third receiver. Greg Jennings got hurt, so I need help. Folks out there, please send us a message. Spectator Sport, the #1. What should I do with my third receiver? Here are my options. 3 options. Eric Decker, Demaryius Thomas, or David Nelson. I'll give you 4 options. David Nelson or James Jones. What do you think, Josh? Even though I'm not going to take your opinion, I want to hear what do you think.
Well, it's a no-brainer, obviously. You start Demaryius Thomas because that's Tebow's favorite target at this point in time in the season. The guys have had the amazing past 4 weeks. If you just go check and look at numbers, they have a show on ESPN that states numbers don't lie, and his numbers are not lying. You're talking about James Jones, David Nelson. Those are jokes. Those are not. That's not serious stuff right now. Come on, Fitzpatrick has been not playing great. 10 touchdowns, 13 interceptions in the past 5 games. I mean, James Jones. I mean, Aaron Rodgers throws the ball all over the field, so you can't really trust him. I'm building the case for you. I really don't want you to win. I'm sorry to tell you that, but just because I'm not there, so I don't even know why I'm helping you out with this.
Really, you're not helping. Thank you.
I really am, because I've made some great points. I mean,
you're not helping them, you're hurting them. Thanks for the hurt. Okay. But let's go ahead and talk about the real reason why folks tune into this show. Can I get some game face? Can I get some game face? We ready? Hold on, folks. We ready. You ready for it?
I think my man Cortex is in another universe today. Worrying about that
Cortex is in NY. This kid is not even here. This guy's in NY.
With that Bronco uniform on over there.
This guy got an orange jumpsuit on. He's in NY. He's packed. I don't know what he's doing in the studio. This guy got on one of those old Diddy orange suits on. He got on some blue shoes. I don't know what's going on with this kid.
He's getting his grown man on. He's going to pull some 40-year-old women this weekend. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. You know, I know Cortex, you faithfully married, so he gonna get a lot of
Guy's not
looks.
married. He's a lover. He's a lover, not a fighter. He's in a relationship.
But you gonna get some looks. You gonna get some looks in that bright orange over there.
I know, man. You gonna be scaring people in New York, man. They like, who the hell is that coming down the street? That orange
You gonna get some looks. I like the Bronco title. That sets it off.
You're right here looking like a official NBA ball or something.
Oh,
All right,
man,
folks, let's get into our games. Let's talk about the games this week, baby.
We got a lot of games on Saturday this week, too.
All the games were actually moved to Saturday other than 2 games,
Yeah,
the
2
Sunday
games
night
now.
game and the Monday night games, just to accommodate the holiday season.
Well, and the fact that basketball is going to be on Sunday, too, so they had to reschedule that. No bowl games on this weekend either.
Hold on. The NFL takes a backseat to nobody. I don't care when. If they wanted to play the games on Sunday,
No, but I'm saying
people would have watched the NFL over the
more
NBA.
games.
Keep it real.
The opening day games, they push those games to Saturday because there's a lot of irrelevant games that's going on right now.
Yeah,
So, they're going to put prime time on. So, I understand.
I mean, it's understandable. I just want to win my Super Bowl so I can get my money and I can get to the club. I could do whatever I got to do. I mean, I'm not really a club guy. I'm not a clubber. You know, I'm a fatherly guy. Just want to be good to my family, my children. That's all I'm about. But you know what?
Let me
Let's go
tell you
ahead
one
and get
thing.
into these games.
Let me tell you one thing before you go ahead. Had the perfect celebration. You know what I was gonna do if I won the money? I was gonna go to KOD or G5, and I was gonna take a picture of myself in front of a stripper, and I was gonna send it to y'all with me pouring the liquor and drinking it, and I was like gonna write like a big nasty message on the board. But
And that's exactly why you didn't win the money.
I think it was a pretty good celebration idea, though.
Don't worry about it. I got one better. Let's go ahead and talk about the first game we have this week. Oakland at Kansas City. What do you think about that game, Josh?
Oakland needs to win. That's what I think about that game. I mean, Oakland should win this game, even though Kansas City Chiefs just came off beating the Green Bay Packers in a convincing fashion. But I'm gonna take Oakland in the game. I think they need it a little more than KC right now.
Man, KC brought down the Giants. They brought down the biggest team. They brought down the Packers. So I'm gonna have to go with KC. They just showed a lot of hunger, and they in Arrowhead. Got to go with KC. Next game we have Jacksonville at Tennessee. CJ.
CJ is a bust this year.
No,
and I'm sorry to tell you
Watch
that.
your mouth, kid.
He is.
CJ
What
got
did
his
he
goals
do?
back in.
What did he do
balled.
last week against the Colts?
He gave
What
me
did he do?
15 fantasy points. I
What
don't care
did he
about
do? He's a
reality.
bomb
I live my
dude.
life in fantasy.
I understand that, but he hasn't been impressive in fantasy this year, period.
15 points. Thank you. That's all I
mean, it's just not impressive. That's CJ. Look at his fantasy points last year. This year he's been a bum. But who do I have this game? I'll take Tennessee.
Tennessee.
They need it more.
Tennessee also. Next game, we have Miami at New England. My upset pick of the week. I like Miami in an upset.
Yeah, right. But the Patriots are fighting for that home field advantage.
Hold on. Before you make your pick, remember you called me shock value guy? So when I would have picked KC last week against the Packers, you would have said it's only shock value. That's why they play the game.
You are
Ain't
shock
no
value
shock
guy.
value when you're playing against a bunch of professionals.
You're still a shock value guy, though. I'm sorry to tell you. You're a shock value guy. Yeah, but that's a joke for picking Miami. You're not going to beat Tom the Gronk. It's just not going to happen. Miami's going to get beat by 21 points. I don't know why you over here talking about an upset. Another shock value. Thank you for reminding me about that because that's what you just did. So moving on to the next game. Gronk spike.
Let's go ahead to the next game. We're going to be Arizona at the Cincinnati Bengals in Paul Brown Stadium. I'm taking AZ. I just feel like, no, you know what? Nah. I take it back. I'm going to have to go with Cincy.
This man's making his mind
The
up
Bungles.
in the middle of the show. I mean, this is going to be a good game. I mean, because Cincinnati's playing great. They're fighting for a playoff spot. And Arizona, they're trying to get there. They're 7-7 now. They're trying to get back into that playoff race for that wild card spot, even though I don't think they're going to make it. But I'm going to take Cincinnati in this game because you don't know who's going to start. Kevin Cobb, John Skelton, teams, they don't know who they're going to play, who they want to play. So I'm going to take Cincinnati just because of that defense and Andy Dalton's getting that ball to A.J. Green.
Denver at Buffalo, and that's going to be in Ralph Wilson Stadium. I'm going to have to go with the Denver Broncos. Tebow on the road. Buffalo is in shambles. Since that contract they gave to their quarterback, this guy's been, I know he left Harvard or Yale, whatever school he went to.
Harvard.
Went back to FAMU. I mean, ever since he got that contract, he went back to FAMU. So I'm going to have to go with Tebow.
Well, I'm going to obviously take Tebow here, but one thing I want to let you know is Ryan Fitzpatrick did score 50 out of 50 on his Wonderlic test. So, yeah.
Hey, man, Fitzpatrick, y'all got to check his college transcripts because this guy might be from DeVry University. Ever since he got his contract, he went to DeVry and got his paperwork
No, he just like he played at Harvard before.
This guy just blowing it. I mean, this guy's he's thrown probably 2-to-1 picks to interception since his contract. Wow. Talk about playing for money.
Spectator Sports.
Next game we have St. Louis at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tight football. I'm going to have to go with Mendenhall and the Steelers.
Yeah, well, Charlie Batcher will be starting this weekend. Big Ben will dress just in case of emergency if they need him, but Charlie Batcher will start the game.
That means
but
a lot of Mendenhall.
I don't even think you need Big Ben to beat the St. Louis Rams. They're just overall bad. So
Hey, Big Ben didn't look that well last weekend. I gotta say,
he didn't. He looked
Big
bad.
Ben has looked
he just
terrible for
couldn't.
like a few games.